A C squared eats its own brain. Not a metaphor, it literally digests it. This tiny creature is born swimming, with a primitive brain, a spinal cord, and a tail. The moment it finds a rock to cling to permanently, it stops moving and consumes its own nervous system because it no longer needs it. Scientists believe this is the clearest evidence we have for why the brain evolved at all, to guide movement. When movement ends, the brain becomes unnecessary. Since the brain is the most energy-demanding organ relative to its size, it makes sense to get rid of it. Use it or lose it situation. For us, movement isn't a hobby. It isn't a lifestyle choice. It is the reason we have a mind at all. And after 40, it becomes non-negotiable. But okay, what is the best exercise for people over 40? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's start with the foundation: walking. Not glamorous, not viral, but walking is one of the most underrated survival tools you have. It activates your lymphatic system, regulates blood sugar, supports gut function, and protects your heart. Low cardiorespiratory fitness is a stronger predictor of early death than smoking, diabetes, and heart disease. Walking every day is your baseline. The numbers are simple. Under 5,000 steps, not enough. 7,000 brisk steps, you are doing well.
Wow.
10,000, ideal. But here's the gap most people miss. Walking alone won't save your muscle mass. After 40, you start losing lean muscle every decade unless you fight back. That's where the next 6 movements come in. 1. Bar hangs. Hang from a bar, just hang. This is one of the most powerful biomarkers for longevity. Start with passive hangs, rebuilds your shoulders, decompresses your spine, trains grip strength, and grip strength predicts how long you will live better than almost any other physical test. If you are a beginner, start with 5-10 seconds increments, work up to 1 minute, build to pull-ups. Simple. If you are advanced, just play around with your body hanging on the bar. 2. Asian squat. Full depth squat. This is not a gym exercise, it's a human resting position and also a diagnostic. If you can't do it, your hips, ankles, and lower back are telling you something important. Your spinal health and hip function are compromised, and ultimately you can lose your independence too soon. Train this daily, heels on the floor, accumulate 2 to 5 minutes per day. If you are advanced, the sky is the limit. Reach overhead, move your knees and hips. This exercise is not optional and it's a signal on how old you are. Just go for it, even more if you are over 43. The world's greatest stretch. One movement that opens the hip flexors, thoracic spine and shoulders simultaneously. 10 minutes of this after a session is worth more than any fancy supplement on the market. One movement that hits all joints that ages you. If you are a beginner, just hold the position for 2 breaths. For intermediates, run the full flow with T-spine rotation. Add an overhead reach, increase the number of reps, explore different combinations. Hip mobility is one of the biggest predictors of fall risk in all adults. If you only have 5 minutes, this is the single movement that keeps your aging joints alive. 4. Plyometrics, box jumps, and explosive work. Strength keeps you alive, power keeps you young. Fast twitch muscle fibers are the first to go after 40. Explosive training is how you reclaim them. Start small, stay consistent. Power declines twice as fast as strength after 40. If you are a beginner, start with low impact exercises, little sound on grounding impact. For intermediate, moderate movements like box jumps to learn to absorb force. Power loss in older adults is the biggest predictor of fall related deaths. 5. Farmers walks. Pick up something heavy and walk with it. That's it. This mimics real life more than any machine in the gym. It builds structure, integrity, core, grip, posture, conditioning, all at once. If I had to pick just one exercise to do the rest of my life, this would be it. Increase muscular endurance, grip, core, posture, breathing, full body structural integrity. Start with 30 seconds, stand tall, don't lean, then increase weight and do it for at least 1 minute. 6. Push-ups. The original body weight press. Scalable, effective, and you can do them everywhere on earth. Master this before you ever touch a barbell. Since you are there, start with a plank, then basic movements, and finally explore different combinations. Regular push-ups improves posture, cardiovascular health, and supports bone density, making them beneficial for all ages, including postmenopausal women at risk of bone loss. So, how to train after 40? Compound movements first. Train your body as a system, not a collection of parts. Warm up like an adult. Walking into the gym cold and loading the bar is how injuries happen. 5 minutes is not a warm-up. Manage your volume smartly. 10 to 16 hard sets per muscle group per week. Train within 2 to 3 reps of failure, not failure. Mix rep ranges 8 to 12 for strength, 12 to 15 for endurance. Mobility is training. 10 to 15 minutes after every session. Hips, thoracic, spine, shoulders, ankles. These are the joints that will determine how you move in your 60s and 70s. And one principle above all others: consistency beats intensity. The people still moving freely in their 60s and 70s aren't the ones who train hardest. They are the ones who train smart, recovered well, and never stopped. The goal is not the six-pack. The goal is to have 50s and feel like 30s. The goal is to live pain-free and healthy. If you are over 40, here are 3 tests to check if your body is aging too fast. 1. The old man test. Put on your socks and shoes in one leg. If you lose your balance, it means you need to do something for yourself and start reversing your body age. Believe it or not, only 14% of people over 40 can do it. 2. Sitting rising test. A study in Europe showed that people who struggle to sit and rise from the floor are 5 times more likely to die within 6 years. 3. One leg rising. One knee on the floor, hold your foot with the opposite hand and get up from the floor. If you fail at any of these tests, please look after yourself. Start exercising today, and if you find this video useful, share it with someone who also needs it. Now get off the sofa, because all of this information is useless unless you do something with it. Bye.